ilé alágbẹ̀dẹ mò ń lọ. Wẹ́lẹ́ tẹ́tẹ́ sa mọ́ tẹ́kẹ̀lẹ́ kọ́ọ̀bù kọ́ mákẹ́lẹ́ kọ́ọ̀bù.
Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Olaleye. I live and work in Kitchener, Ontario, and I want to tell you, my friends, about the visit that I made to Benin and Nigeria, West Africa, in April 2010. I want to share with you the testimony of Glean Ministries, a ministry that originated in Romania in the early 1990s and was started by Tony and Erica OMOIJUANFO. While in Nigeria, I had the opportunity to visit with the OMOIJUANFOs in Benin and to see the work that they were doing. And I was really impacted by the things that I saw. And so I thought I'd do this video to share with you of this work and hopefully touch your lives as my life was touched by the things that I saw. Benin is a small country in West Africa, located to a much bigger country, that is Nigeria, where I am originally from. This country is relatively unknown, but it's very popular for one thing, and that is the practice of voodoo. Because of this, the lives of a lot of people in Benin have been held back by false beliefs, by superstitions, and by demonic practice of worship. And it is in this backdrop that Tony and Erica have come to this nation, and God is using them to transform this nation, one soul at a time, one village at a time. And the ministry has focused in some areas. Number one, establishing churches in remote villages where people don't want to go. And secondly, training pastors and workers to go and work and to live in these churches and in these communities in order to disciple the people. And also, they're involved in microfinance and in helping people to establish some form of livelihood by extending credit to them to buy 1 or 2 or 3 chickens and to raise them just to have a livelihood and an income. Glean Ministries is touching lives in very practical ways. And I want to share with you just 2 stories of lives that I have seen that have been touched through the work of God and through the ministry of compassion in Glean Ministries. I want to tell you the story of Amy. Amy is 1.5 years old. This beautiful girl was born into very unfortunate circumstances. While Amy's mother was giving birth to her, she bled to death because of the lack of medical care and attention. Because of this, Amy was treated as an outcast by her family. Her father did not want her. Nobody else in her family wanted her, and she was put in an orphanage. The grace of God intervened in Amy's situation, and she was picked up by Tony and Erica and brought into their home. Even though they had 5 kids of their own, they took Amy in. Here are Tony and Erica telling you Edith's story.
With a tumor that was probably 4 pounds on her face, with deformed jaw and facial bone. We met her by accident. The idea was for us to come and rent a place here to set up part of our vocational department. And the uncle came around and offered us some pineapple, to which I said, God bless you. Then he said, oh, are you a pastor? I said, yes. Then he said, do you pray for the sick? I said, I do. And the next thing he said, please wait, let me bring a sick person to you. I was expecting somebody with malaria or some sort of maybe demonic problem that we could pray. And suddenly I saw this girl with a huge tumor. I did pray with her, but something happened right after I prayed. I felt it was something that could be dealt with. And I got home, I told my wife, there's a girl that I think we should intervene. We started to call all our friends all around the world. And then before we knew it, the professor here in Benin did the surgery, although we could call it like butchering her face, unfortunately. But the next time the mercy ship was in Benin, Erica, who knows how to make friends with all of them, succeeded to get us to the mercy ship. And the anesthetic surgeon finally went, cleaned out the rest of the tumor, and they gave her a facial reconstruction. She has a new nose, new ears, and a new head bone. And I'm hoping that in future, as she grows, we can work on the face again. Since then, Edith has been in school. She's never missed between the first and the second or third position since we put her in school. And the truth is that Edith has become the source of blessing to this village, because by the virtue of knowing her, we have a well, we have a vocational center, we're going to have a clinic and a maternity here, and the villagers who have come to the Lord here have done so only by the virtue of Edith. Considering before, this child, when she got into any vehicle, people will come down. Any water she touches, nobody will drink it. And today, Edith is a source of blessing in this village.
Edith's village had a severe water crisis. In this village, they had to go long distances in order to get water. Glean Ministries dug a well in order to help find a means of getting water for their everyday use. Now, all they have to do is draw water out of the well instead of going long distances. You see, getting water in this part of the world takes a little more effort than turning on a tap and adjusting for hot or cold water. One of the things that Glean Ministries is also doing is to help people become self-sufficient. And so, using some of the expertise that Tony has established as a genetic scientist, they've developed a poultry and special feed for chickens so that people can have these as a means of livelihood and a means of sustaining and supporting themselves. This is the story of Genevieve. Genevieve is a village 6 kilometers into the ocean. And for the first time in my life, I saw a village that was built on water. Every home in Genevieve is built on stilts. The wonderful thing about this village is that even the market consists of several boats coming together. Glean Ministries has a vision to establish a church in this village and to help the people of Genevieve come to know of the loving Savior that they have, and to give them hope and to give them a new beginning. Funke and I would like to thank you for watching this presentation. We hope that you've been touched by the stories that we've told you, and we hope that you found a way to perhaps connect with this ministry. There are many ways to be involved in this, either by praying, or by giving or supporting financially, or by visiting with Glean Ministries in Benin if you have some time off or some vacation time, or inviting them to your community to speak and to share what God is doing. We have been really impacted by our visit there, and that is why we're sharing this with you.
Wow.
And we hope you have been blessed and impacted as well. Thank you very much for watching. God bless.
See my life done better. See the shame done waka. And no gonna say it don't suffer.